Are they hearing my fan? Who talking over there? Hello once again, good evening and welcome one and all. Welcome to another episode of Caribbean Feedback. My name is Curtis Henry and I will be your moderator this evening.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Which episode are we at now?
Man, it's a big episode, man. Big episode. You ready for it, Howard? All ready?
Go ahead. I don't think Mark really know what's going on.
10.
That's 10.
20. 30.
That's 30. That's That's 50, right?
60.
60 episodes strong. And we're going uninterrupted. No commercial. Good evening, Lucy O'Brien. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
That's right.
Get on the telephone, tell a friend.
That's
Caribbean
right.
Feedback is on.
That's right.
This evening. So if you happen to be viewing the show live or if you're looking at it at a later date, we urge you, go to the channel, smash that subscribe button, leave us a comment, tell us what you think, what you feel.
That's what's up.
Give us a thumbs up. You know that little thing that looks like this?
Yeah, smash the like.
Cursor and just go on it and click.
Yeah,
thumbs up.
Smash the
leave
like.
us a comment. If you don't like that gentleman over there, so to my left, say that. Talk about his green eyes. Our green eye light skinned boy over there from Guyana. Talking about his mother is a buck and who is an Indian and who white and whoever. And
no,
then
that's you talking about it, boy.
Proud to be a black man.
And you know what? And he lighter skin than me. Look on him with his glasses.
Good evening, Miss Judith Barnes. Pull the top of the screen down for me, please. Let us see a smile, not the light in the sky. How are you doing this evening, sister? Welcome.
Hello. I wanted to know, I've been waiting for a few minutes, okay?
Well, talk to the gentleman above your head about that. That's the man that let you into the room, if you're worthy.
Oh, I can be unworthy.
Dr. Judith, we love you. Welcome tonight, darling. Welcome tonight.
Love you all too. Thank you.
Miss Karin Forrester, good night. How are you doing this evening, sister?
I'm well. How's everybody?
Oh, well, I am fine. I can't speak for anybody else.
Smash the likes, people. Smash the likes.
Mr. Archer, how are you doing this evening, sir?
We're in the vibes, you know.
I ain't talking about we. I want to know about you. How are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm good. You know,
good.
Again, little licks here and there, but you know, Jah love and thing. You know, Jah is love right now. So, yeah, man.
All right. Good evening, Andrea Lamont. She said hello to one and all. Nice to see all those smiling faces. I'm smiling. Karin is smiling. Dr. Judith smiles. Sam is always smiling.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Chase?
Ain't off, I don't smile.
Could somebody cash up that guy $1 or something? We had to pay him.
Why he so grouchy, brethren? You had a call.
I didn't say he was grouchy. I just said Andrea said all those smiling faces, and I didn't see Mr. Chase smile. Good night, Denise Williams. Good night. Thank you so much for joining us. People keep on coming in, and let me let you all know something. Lucy, Andrea, Denise, all the other people in the chat. Let me let you all know something. This conversation this evening, we're bringing you all in. I need to hear your comments on this. Let me have your input on this subject matter this evening.
That's right.
Vitally important. So, Sam.
Yes, sir.
Lucy said, leave the man alone. Wait, what happened? You taking his side? I had the button here. I will. Mr. Chase has a natural. What? You have fans, bro? You have fans. They're begging for you. All right, I'm going back off.
Right.
I'm going back off. You have fans. You got support.
They're holding them down. That's good.
They got you back this evening. Sam,
yes,
what
brother.
thing? And then we come back and pay tribute to the couple people we had to pay tribute to.
Yeah, brethren. Yes, we had to hold it up nice, you know. So
My name is Karin Forrester. I represent BantuKreations. BantuKreations offers beautifully made, African-inspired, lightweight, handcrafted, one-of-a-kind earrings in wonderful shapes, shades, sizes, and colors. Please don't be scared of the large sizes. They're extremely lightweight earrings. BantuKreations can be found on IG and on Facebook as BantuKreations. That's BantuKreations with a K.
Come check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
Koya, I'm an artist.
Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas.
How you doing? This is Tom Cuff from Music by Tom Cuff. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethel.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on up, B.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
Good evening. Welcome back to Chase. Introduce yourself, tell the people who you are and what it is you do.
I'm Mark Chase with Chase Audit Services. We prepare and provide guidance through financial and any other type of audit or financial problems you may have.
Thank you so much. Where are we in the month now? At the end of last month, the 31st of August, we have to congratulate the people, the government of Trinidad and Tobago. We celebrated our 59th year of independence, coming out under colonial rule from under the chokehold of the English. We gained independence under the leadership of Dr. the Right Honorable Eric Williams.
That's right.
August 31st, 1962, Independence Day in Trinidad and Tobago. This year, we celebrate our 59th independence. So, wave a flag. Wave a flag. Wave a flag for Trinidad and Tobago. Was it August 6th, Judith? Jamaica celebrate their independence?
Yes.
August 6th.
Yes.
Yes, big up to them too. We skipped over that one.
Where did Jamaica? And did that Jamaican flag up? Where's your name? Jamaican flag.
Mark, does Guyana have a flag?
Yes, we do. And a lovely one at that.
It's not better than this, I know that, right?
Oh, yes, man. We're more colorful than this. Yes, man. Yes.
That's what I tell you. I had a question to ask you.
I
was going to wait till the show starts.
Wait. He said his flag is more powerful.
I ain't about all of that, but...
Or colorful.
Colorful.
Colorful. I thought he meant powerful. I was wondering. I said, well, what are you talking about?
Well, leave him now. Everybody have a right to dream.
Maybe they have a special kind of coffee down in Guyana.
Let me tell you what, man. that little island you live on, we could take a rock from Georgetown and bust you in the head in Port of Spain. So I ain't worried for you.
But you see, the thing is from the 60s, 70s, coming up through the 80s, 90s, Trinidad was like going foreign. When people leave Guyana and go to Trinidad, they say I'm going foreign. Right to Trinidad, they come in. That was like coming to New York.
Oh God. Oh God. No man.
Anyway, people,
to New York, man. We go to Brooklyn.
This evening, we're here to talk.
Wait, hold up. We have 2 more people talking.
We have some more people to show. Homage to.
Talk about this brethren here, man. We had a big up.
Oh yes.
Talk about this dude here, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell for those of you who do not know, if you do not recognize this woman, this gentleman's face, Mr. Michael Williams.
Yeah, man.
A very profound actor, a fellow thespian. And I made a post on Facebook and on Instagram yesterday after I heard the news. This gentleman, I wouldn't go out there and say, oh, he was my friend. But let me put it to you all like this. Most of you all know that I did some acting back in the days, and this gentleman and I would often meet up at auditions in Brooklyn, in New York. And we would often go up for the same roles because he's as you all may know, he's a very powerful character. Some of you all may know me, and some may say I could portray a very powerful character myself. So oftentimes we would audition for the same roles. And I said it yesterday, I look forward to meeting up with him again to reminisce on those times, because I remember an occasion where he and I would audition, and they would go outside and tell everybody, whoever is auditioning for the role of Jeffrey, let's say it is, you can leave and go home. Because the role would come down to either him or myself. And they would have us both there reading back and forth with all the other actors and have us reading against each other. Not against, but opposite each other.
Feel the vibe.
Reading lines, getting that vibe. And the gentleman was very conscious about the scar on his face, and he said he didn't know if he was going to make it in the industry because of his scar. And I would always reassure him that it was an asset. Don't ever think that it would hold you back. Don't ever believe that. Use it as an asset. And he would encourage me about my locks, that you should continue pursuing your career. And he moved to Hollywood. He continued acting, continued chasing his dream, and he made it. I continued chasing my dreams, but because of family restrictions and whatnot, I couldn't work certain days of the week because I had to hold on my job. So I'm not making excuses, but I'm just saying that we shared some good times, we shared some laughs, and this one hit me hard when I heard it yesterday. It's a great loss. The brother make a significant contribution to the art form. Fellow thespian.
Great body of work, man. Great body
of work. And like I said, right on, Buffalo Soldier, right on.
Yeah, man. We have one more here to hit up real quick.
Yes, Mr. Lee Scratch Perry, we paid homage to him last week. And we didn't get to put up a picture. This gentleman here is responsible for doing tracks on a lot of Bob Marley's early hits. A genius in his own right. Mr. Lee Scratch Perry passed away about 2 weeks ago. This evening, as I stated earlier, where my notes? I can't find my notes.
You put it on the fridge?
No, at all.
Is your the little yellow stickers thing you working with? Where you working with it?
No, we're here. This evening, we're here to discuss advice. I'm pretty sure that most of you here on the panel, most of you in the listening audience, like me, have received a bit of advice from someone over the course of your life. Whether it was from a well-meaning parent or loved one, strangers sometimes. Some of it we digested, and a large portion we discarded or forgotten over time. Oftentimes, strangers see it fit to add in their 2 cents and pass on a few words of wisdom as they may have picked up along their journey through life. If some of you all were lucky enough to have your grandparents around while growing up, their advice came in the form of proverbs. But how many of those have we remembered or even practiced in our daily encounters? Or better yet, pass on to the next generation? Tonight, I'd like for some of us to decipher, if you will, some of the best advice you've gotten and pass on any words or phrases of value that you think can educate or inspire someone. Some people tend to think that they could only learn from well-to-do people, that they could only learn about success from someone who has already attained success. But I have another take on that. Can you not also learn from the beggar, the failure, the one who had it all and lost it all? Wouldn't he be the best person to advise you against pitfalls? Let's begin by talking a little bit about finances. And let me ask you all, what is the best bit of financial advice that you have ever received? For me, it came from a man who I believe to be one of the greatest philosophers, Mr. Jim Rohn. He gave me this quote from The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. And it stated that 10% of all I earn is mine to keep. 10% of all you earn is yours to keep. At the end of the month, you pay Mr. Rent, Mr. Light, Mr. Gas, Mr. Phone, Mr. Food, Mr. Clothes. You have everybody to pay. You have to take care of the children. What about yourself? Aren't you the one who worked for the money? Most of us go through life spending everything that we earn. And at the end of the day, you have nothing. It's not about how much you earn, people. It's about how much you keep. That's important. Remember that. So in terms of money, that's the best advice I got. 10% of all I earn is mine to keep. So let me ask you, panel. Ms. Forrester, I'd like to begin with you. What is the best piece of financial advice that you ever received?
From financial advisor Susie Orman, to as soon as you start settling into your professional life, your professional work, to start investing in your IRAs, 401ks, and stocks. I think that's probably the best advice I've heard from a total stranger.
Mr. Chase, you're the expert in this area.
Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. All right? You know, Mr. Rent, Mr. Gas, pay yourself first. Take care of your needs first. And then take care of everyone else.
So when you say take care of yourself first, you're saying take care of yourself within reason, or we're looking at the 10%?
No, you're not looking at the 10%. If you're only taking a dime of every dollar that you're making, then you're worse than a slave master. You take care of yourself first. And if your bills add up to 90% of what you make, you're either living above your means or you're not taking care of yourself first.
All right.
Sir?
Yeah. I was just saying that marinate a little bit. So in reference to money, you know, there's like a lot of different advice that I was given, but the one that sticks is save for a rainy day. Save for a rainy day. That normally helps me to not be frivolous. You know, you have a little money and you're itching. Oh, that's some money there, and you're itching to run out and spend it on something. And I'm just speaking for me. I'm not, throwing shade at anyone. If that's how you feel, maybe there's an urge or a temptation. Just remind yourself to save for a rainy day.
But they told me the same thing going up, Sam, and it was always raining on my house.
The question is, how do you know if that day raining, right?
It was always raining on my rooftop, bro. We didn't even have enough money to spend, furthermore enough to save. So those lessons weren't taught to me. And like I said, I learned that very late in life, even that 10%. And it worked for me for quite some time, putting that thing aside, just by rule, saving some off the top. Not necessarily 10, it could be 12, it could be 15. Or if all you could save is 5, but keep something. That's the bottom line and what it is you're trying to say. Hold on to something for you and not just spend it all, as most people do sometime before it come in.
I will say that the theory of saving for a rainy day came in for me in some really critical times when you just have this something pop up in your face you wasn't expecting, and a lot of times you even forget that you were saving this thing over here. But then when that day arrives, you start thinking, wait, but where I have money, but where? And then now you have to tap into that, and that would save the day, or save that week, or save the moment.
A trip to the supermarket.
Sometimes you need a formula for the baby or Pampers or whatever. Certain things pop up, and it's like, and even a little piggy bank vibes. Just have a piggy bank vibes too. Sometimes I don't break the piggy bank.
Well, Rasta don't deal with no pig, but let us talk to some of the more fortunate ones who born with gold spoon in the mouth, maybe who never had to save because they had the trust fund and all those things laid out for them. Dr. Judith, what's the best financial advice you ever received?
The one you just gave. I said the one you just gave.
Who, me?
You see him he's trying to suggest that I was born with a gold spoon and all the rest of it. That's okay. I was. And so were you. I just noticed mine very young. I have, in all seriousness, 10% of my earnings is my tithe that I usually pay to whichever church I'm affiliated with, and I save separate from that. I remember when I first started tithing, people were like, you give me your money. I said, listen. As Sam said earlier, that's what I chose to do. Matter of fact, at one point, I think it's still happening, you can actually put it on your taxes at the end of the year, your tithe. But anyway, at one time, I remember in New York, I had $900 in the house, cash, and savings, pretty good amount, and an investment, pretty good amount. But I learned to borrow from myself. I learned to not spend everything. I am not a big shopper. When I need something, I go and buy it, and that's it. I believe, and I guess some of the advice came from my father, not to spend what you don't have, spend wisely. And so I've never had a problem with money. I've never had a problem with money. I've been short in terms of what I have to pay for or whatever. But I give you a quick, for instance, at work, this lady that I work with always talking about payday. I'm like, dear God, shut up. I'm sick of it. Stop talking about it. It's if you live and you work, you won't get paid. Stop. And I realized over the years, the reason why I never worried about money is because I figured if I showed up and worked, I was going to get paid. I never remember when payday is. I very rarely even now remember when payday is. And something I try to teach my son, don't love money. Love what it can do for you. but don't love it. Because bites, if you don't have any sense that you have money, it's wasted. So I don't know. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it answers two sides of the question in terms of the advice you've received and the advice that you've given. I like what you said to the advice that you passed on also to your son.
I am just curious about borrowing from myself. Now, do you have a special rule when you borrow from me that, like, do you write on a piece of paper and and say, I am borrowing $100 from myself, or I'm borrowing $50 from myself, and then do you pay that back the next time you get paid? How do you borrow from yourself?
I don't write anything down, but I am very conscious that I did it. So that's enough for me. I'm so into, hey, remember you borrowed that money, you know. So because of that, I don't have to write anything down, and I do pay myself back. I mean, I remember my car.
Pay yourself back?
Yeah, man. Because listen, if you can do that with yourself, if you can seriously do that with yourself, I don't think you'll ever be broke. If you can borrow from yourself, pay yourself back. Okay. You'll be good at if you borrow money from a bank.
I need to try that.
Well, listen, I've done it. It's worked for me. And there's a company that's called Choice. As a home warranty company. And if you're free, you pay them $50 a month or whatever. And if your appliance break down, they'll send somebody. You have to pay $75 for them to come out and see whether they need to, whether they're going to replace the appliance or they're going to fix it. And recently they had to come and check my refrigerator, put me through hell just to come out. And then it went on for weeks and months. And finally, I chop off their hand. And I said, well, if I can pay them $50 a month, why can't I put $50 a month in a separate account for my appliances? So that's what I'm doing. So the thing is that I think what it is, to deal with money, you have to have a certain boldness. And you have to be willing, and this is something that really bothers me with a lot of some people that are close to me. Tell them to save $5 a week. And like a pittance, what is that, like a pittance? If you save $10 a week for a whole year, how much money is that? A whole bunch of
$520.
Okay, so who?
$520.
Okay,
$10 a week.
Now that's 5,000.
No, 500.
500.
Oh, right. 52 weeks. Yes, okay.
And let me tell you a rule. That I fervently live by. I didn't plan it, but that's how I live. I do not spend money. I don't carry cash on me. And because I realized that if I had $20 on me, once I break it, it's done.
20, I know about 100. You break that 100, it's done.
But I can tell you something. In a week, a whole week, say Monday through Friday, I don't spend $1.
What?
But that's the decision.
So let me move on. Let me move on to some other advice, and I'm going to kind of start this off. A solid piece of advice I got. I can't remember where I got this one from. Probably more than likely from my grandmother. Mind your own business. Now, I look at that two ways. Now, as an entrepreneur, I learned to mind my own business. Instead of putting this 40 plus hours on somebody else's dream, building somebody else's business up, getting that other person rich, I learned how to mind my own business. Pay attention to my ventures, put some of that same effort, blood, sweat, and tears into my business and mind that and watch that flourish into something. That's from the financial side. And also in the sense of minding your own business in the traditional sense. Too many people out there just turn around and always have their nose up in somebody else's business something that's going on, and they know everybody in the neighborhood business what's going on. That is just something I learned from small. Learn to mind your own business. Is that something you all do, or is it a thing where you just stick your nose in other people's thing what's going on?
I think you had to do it halfway. And this is what, halfway. And this is where the next advice come. See, but don't see. No.
Jamaica see and blind.
So I think just for your sanity and your security, to a degree, you need to know if there's any madness around you. And if there is madness, be aware of it, but stay out of it. But at least if you know it's madness, if it's trying to come your way, you could break it.
Because I'm a therapist, and I guess it would be the same in Mark's business. Because I'm a therapist, people naturally invite me into their business. One of the things I found out is that people are always amazed that I don't ask them about their business. I don't want to know. I know enough about my own, so I ain't got enough time. And for the people who do come and ask me for advice, that's enough. So I try to mind my own business. And people have a habit of bringing you into their business, and all of a sudden they turn on and say, yeah, I was in my business. I make it simple for them. I stay away from them business.
And then some couples like to use it as a plaything. Why are you in my business?
But yet still you the one that they always come to and complain.
There you go.
He doing this, he doing that, he doing that. She doing this, she doing that, she doing that. And when you give your opinion, they tell you stay out of the business. I didn't invite myself in. You invited me.
Thank you.
So now when I give you my opinion, don't tell me stay out. If you want me to stay out, leave me out.
Yeah, well.
No, they want to be able to tell you. They want to tell you to stay out of the business. That is what they want to do. They want to be able to tell you stay out of the business. So they invite you in and then tell you stay out of the business.
Well, I have a friend,
Miss Angela,
whatever. And she did that. She told another coworker that I was in her business. And I said, if she come to me with her business, I never asked her blouse and skirt, I never asked her nothing. She come to me with her personal business. But like Sam just said, people like to tell you, stay out of her business. But she never told me. She let somebody else tell me. Now she wish I was in her business and don't want to know one blouse and skirt about her business.
Is that a good reggae song? Leave people business alone. Business of mine.
All right, we're gonna leave the people. All right. We're gonna leave the people's songs off for the show. You don't want nobody saying we're using the copyrighted material. I know the song. That's by Admiral Tibet. Yes, that's by Admiral Tibet. Nevertheless, Miss Andrea Lamotte said, I was taught to save $20 a week when I was in my teens, and I passed it on to my children. So, as in my opening statement, she learned something, it worked for her, and now she's passing that on to her children. But Andrea, if you were saving $20 a week in your time, X amount of years later, that with the rate of inflation, you might need to up that a little bit and tell them save $50 a week. $20 then is not $20 today.
Yes, it is.
What currency Andrea talking about there? What currency $20 she was saving?
It don't matter. It don't matter.
No, if that was Guyanese dollars, then
it don't matter. Do not compare it to American money. Do not compare it.
$20 Guyanese money can't buy candy.
Listen to me, man. Stop it.
I'm telling.
That's because you're comparing to the American currency.
No, I'm talking in Guyana.
Ask
Mark what you could get for $20 in Guyana right now.
What?
2 dinner men.
I can't even say nothing to him, man. See, because the one piece of advice that I got that is defense against that little ragamuffin below me is number one. Don't make other people's problems your own. That was the one thing. Don't make other people's problems your own. Make them carry their own baggage.
Mercy.
Okay. And the second part, and I can hear my father saying it, you're only as loved as much as you're needed.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
You're only as
It's a sad reality to admit, but in a lot of cases, people only keep you around and use you for their need for you. And once that need has subsided,
they don't know you.
So let me ask you that. Let me ask you.
Yes.
When they
only as loved as you need it.
Right. When they give
Wait a
you
minute,
that advice.
Sam freeze up. I ain't hearing him.
You hear
I
me?
hear him. I can hear him.
You hear me?
Yes. Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
So when you are given that advice, is it to protect you, or is it to, or is it to give you a real, a reality check on what life is?
That was most definitely a reality check. You know, to let you know. I see you there, Miss Williams. That's all I can afford is one in a minute. And you know what? I'm so nice. I just share it with the rest of the ragamuffins here. Because it's none of them that have one dinner minute to split. I'm the only one who have it. And remember what I just said. I am only loved as much as I needed. As soon as I run out of dinner minutes, it's not one of them gonna know me at all.
That is a very cynical viewpoint.
But what I want to know is anyone on the panel, do you love a person or like a person as much as they need it?
I don't agree with that viewpoint at all. I don't agree with that. I don't, he has his right to his expressing himself.
No, I may not.
I
don't so much disagree with it. I very often agree with anything Mark says, but I know this advice came from his father. I agree with that to a certain extent, because a lot of the people that we call friends outside, they're users.
Then don't call them friends, because that's not the truth.
We may call them friends. We may think that they're on our side, but they're just using you for their own benefit. And the minute that they don't need you anymore, then you'll see how much of a true friend you are.
That's not true friendship. So then eliminate your definition of what you.
I'm saying we may consider them without knowing.
But listen, everybody has a different definition of friend, and the person calling you friend, sometimes that's just manipulation. They're calling you a friend because they want you to trust them and bring them in, and that's when they soak you. So you don't have to call them friend. I know people call me, yes, you're my friend.
How many songs have you listened to where, the woman loved the man, he loved the man, then he lost his money and she gone. He was loved as much as he was needed. And when his money gone, she gone. Or when the house gone. I'm sorry?
That's right. That's how I am.
Well, you know what? I tired of giving you my dinner mint. You cut off. You are cut off.
You never give me a dinner.
Your one thing is done.
What's going on in this place?
But people are going to convince you that they're your friend. I can tell you, I know most of the people that call me friend are not my friends. I know that. But unfortunately, it's difficult for me to break away from them. That's my issue. It's my issue. But let something happen, and you'll find out exactly what they're all about.
So, all right. So now, if somebody really needs your help with something, and you need to depend on an individual or individuals, right? Now, if they help you, are they your friend?
They don't have to be.
They just have pity.
I would help anyone. That does not mean that we have bypassed that friendship, thing. No, I'll help almost anyone.
I agree about that because I help just about anyone.
Almost anyone.
Tell it, Miss Williams.
If I have it, I will help. If I'm able to, I will help.
Oh, let's see that.
Yeah, tell it, Miss Williams.
Denise. Mm.
All you want is a dinner mint. Hey, you know, in Jamaica, all the girl wants is a box food.
Box juice. I think it has changed, you know.
Yeah?
I think it has really changed. Believe me.
Oh, what do you want now?
Me no know. But it is nothing like that.
So the proverbs, the advice that Mark just gave us, that you are only loved as much as you are needed, is being used in all of these examples here.
Unfortunately, I agree with Mark to some extent. Unfortunately, I believe there's a lot of truth in it, and it's just a reality for some people. That's how some people function. As long they'll love you as long as they can get something that they need from you. You know what's amazing? I watch people. There's one of our students' mom brought stuff for us recently, and my two co-workers, all they keep saying, "Oh, she's so nice." I said, "For God's sake, shut up! Just hush." And she bring this stuff and she bring that stuff, and I felt in my mind that the woman who was bringing the stuff, that she had a plan. And last week it was proven to be true. So she wanted to ingratiate herself with us. I didn't buy it. I felt that she was up to something, and thank God I didn't buy it. Just because she bringing something, how nice she is, that don't mean you're nice. That means, like Karin said, I will help anybody. That don't mean I'm,
there's a motive. There's a motive.
Yeah, this lady has a motive. So the thing is that we, especially in this country, we love to believe that when somebody gives us something, it means that they care for us. And it's not necessarily so.
You know, I have an advice that could go with all of that too. Everybody have a best friend.
And then they got a next friend.
Well, that's the thing.
You're on the ball. I'm here on the ball.
I'm telling you.
Everybody have a best friend. But what I think it is, though, people, I feel, just to put a little science, I like to put a little science in my stuff. I like to put bridge and ladders and all kind of things. I feel what we do is that we categorize situations and people. So some people will fall in the category of you call them when you need them, but they're not really your everyday person. And then you probably have a group that's like your everyday people. That's the people you chop it up with all the time and you call and da. And then you might have a group that you just need to see them once every 5 years. You don't really need to see them every day. You need to see them in like you have to space it out because they're so concentrated like a volcano. You know, you see them one time, your vibes with that, and then you just say, well, see you next rounds. And then it's like 2 years later, you see them again because you can't handle that everyday thing. You understand? So I think what we got put here is when the grass growing, the donkey's still hungry.
Motherfucker guy.
There you go.
I can't. Stop it. Stop it.
You know, Sam, you're the reason that people drink. You know that?
Oh, no.
You're the reason that people drink. There's someone that's out there right now drinking coconut water.
That's right.
And all of a sudden they pour rum into it.
That's right.
Because of you.
They need to take it. Yeah, they need to take it. They need to bill ahead.
But maybe he caused himself to drink too.
God, I hope he does. I sincerely. I get that, and give some to Curtis, man, because oh gosh.
All you notice I staying out of that, right?
Tap yourself.
All you notice I staying out of that, right?
when Denise say no romance without finance, what would be the way to say this without actually saying it this way?
Just like that.
Let me tell you all what that is about.
Yeah,
and I saw this on social media recently, and it says that only a man can love unconditionally. A man can love a woman. Listen. Only a man can love a woman unconditionally. A woman will not want to deal with a broke man. He have to bring something to the table. Right? A woman will not love a man or deal with a man who not providing for her. A man can go out and work and a woman do absolutely nothing, and he will be contented with that, with what he's getting out of that situation. Reverse that and it ain't working.
Is my father talking to you from the grave? Is my father? He used to look at me, and he pours his little dry sack. He looked and he said, "Boy, legalize prostitution. That's what marriage is."
My father
and I
said
used to say, "Daddy, no, easy." He said,
father
"Look,
legalize prostitution."
What I want to need a solid box, because for to pay that grosh against all women, that's just crap. Come on, man.
That is general. Okay, we don't know every woman in the world, but the overwhelming majority, Karen. Look at the Karen said, you can't make love without money. Broke man out here ain't getting no action. You understand? A woman could be broken and broke down. She will still find a man to love her for what it is he wants out of the situation. Let a man reverse that situation and let it be a man and see how much he get. He has to come with something, a fat purse, some deep pockets, a good job. Otherwise, it ain't happening.
So are we saying that men are supposed to start being picky as well?
Now you're saying supposed to? There are a bunch of people who picky out there as men.
Hold on, but if the other way around, a woman could have nothing and could find a man who could provide and all of that. Should that man, although it's because he by nature he is loving unconditionally, right?
That's what I said.
All right. So if he starts being picky and love on certain conditions, are we saying that men should start loving or liking on conditions?
I think it's happening already. Karin said, you can't generalize. It's not every woman. But for the most part, what Curtis said, I believe is true. And I do believe that men, and I've counseled men in marriages, I've counseled single men, and I've told them, you need to start being more choosy about what you're doing. You need to stop just allowing your sexual vibes and the urge. You need to put that aside and start looking at a woman in terms of what you want out of life. Because a lot of men don't. It's exactly what Curtis said. It's exactly what he said. A lot of men simply said, I like her.
The man is genuine.
When I was a little boy, what my father was talking about, and he would point at it, he would say, in New York City, a woman can divorce you because she's not being cared for in the custom that she is
going accustomed.
Used to. Right.
Yeah.
A man could not divorce a woman except for lack of consortium, meaning he ain't getting none. That was the only reason. So he would say, what is that, boy? That's legalized prostitution. He said, I ain't just gonna go on. I should have just took $100 out of my pocket, leave it on the damn nightstand, and don't bother with it. It'll cost me less. And I used to laugh at it.
Why never just leave a dinner mint?
Okay, but
That's right. One dinner mint.
One dinner. Okay, Dr. Judith. I will say that if the guy might genuinely like the lady, so it may not be about the sex or anything. He might genuinely take his blood might genuinely take the woman and say, let me be helpful to this situation because I'm interested in this person, and I'll just I'll be the man in the situation, and work it in. But I'm just saying, for some people, it may be a sexual thing, or the sex may have been the connection, but it may not be all the connection.
No.
The gentleman might probably really be interested.
It could be a combination of things. Men do. I believe that men have more emotions than they admit to. So there's something, sometimes somebody triggers us. There's something about them we're not quite sure what it is. I just saw a guy say it earlier to this woman. He said, I don't know what it is about you. And she irritated him because she had kind of told him she needed to go check somebody else just in case. And yet she said she liked him. And he said, so tell me what I'm supposed to do while you go check out somebody else. And she got angry about it. But he said it again. He said, I don't know what it is. She realized she made a mistake and she tried to work it out now. But he said, I don't know what it is about you. So we all, they say you take your spirit, take one another, whatever it is. Whether it's the spirit, the sexual organs, whatever it is, there's something. But I do agree. And I remember my father calling marriage legalized prostitution. And I'm sorry. I have seen a lot over the years. I've heard a lot. And I just don't understand, even when women become very educated and have their own money, they're doing things and saying things that makes no sense to me. I know a lot of women here in Georgia, all over the world, I would say, are saying to men, I have my college degree, I have my car, I have my house. You can just
I don't need no man.
You can just come and service me. I mean, it's happening. Some women go to church. So
do they actually say come and service them?
You know what I mean? However they put it. So the thing is, I think I think women give mixed signals all the time. I think it's like, well, that didn't work. Let me change. I said this to him. And so that women, and this is an issue that for 40 years I've been talking about this. Women have got to be more precise. I like you because whatever, you add to my life. You bring something to my life besides money. Whether it's the sex or whatever it is, mutuality. Women need to define, and women need to stop acting. Women need to stop putting a price on things with men. Because as long as we put a price on it, it's like I was watching something today about Bill Cosby and this woman who he apparently drugged and all this stuff that he supposedly did to her. Now, obviously, from what she's saying and what has proven, and he had admitted to some of this stuff, that he did do some of these things. What I don't get is this, and this is what puzzles me with women. What I'm like, he's married. He's married. Why did you go to his house? He's married. He's giving you something to drink in his house. What are you doing there? He's married. Now, does it give him the right to do what he did to her? No, it does not give him the right. But women have got to stop with this blame victim thing that we do. And a lot of us do. And to me, it's amazing that we're doing it more now than we ever did, it seems like. And yet we're busting this glass ceiling and we're so brilliant. And yet we're still talking crap.
So let me segue into another one, which all ties in here. Something my grandmother used to say, what's sweet in goat mouth, sour in the bamba. I believe Jamaica have a similar saying to that. What's sweet nanny goat run in belly.
Run in belly.
Right? So the lesson in that, what's sweet in goat mouth, sour in the bamba. It may be all fun and happiness today, and tomorrow, the end result of your actions today, you're going to pay dearly for it down the road. And these same things happen in relationships. where men get into the, especially athletes. I see them get tied up every so often. You see one athlete get tied up in a situation like that. These women, they hang around and they prey upon these young guys coming in the NFL, coming in the NBA, and they pick up some girl and say, oh, I love her, that's gonna be my wife. She been through half the teams on the league already, and you don't know that. And you just coming in as a rookie, and it feel all good to you. And next thing you have a baby and you're married, and then somebody say, hey, you know, so and so, and this one, and this point guard, and that center, and this shooting guard, and this person over there, and half of this other team already run through that. But now that's your wife, and you're stuck.
I gotta add to part of that.
But let me say this: it's not even if nobody mentions that she was with other men and another team or there. Let me tell you what's happening, because I see it every day. It starts in high school. You see these little white girls hanging on. Some of these boys are not very attractive, hanging on to these black boys. All right, and you know her parents. They encourage it. They're looking to be an O.J. Simpson kind of, you know. O.J. Simpson bought the sister car rental business. O.J. Simpson did this, he did that. So what happened? You see these little blonde girls at the school, at high school level, and they walking around the building with these black guys. Some of them 6'19", and she little son, and because she see the future. And our parents don't mind. Because they see the future too.
Wait. Dr. Judith is the future they see.
It's the future them seeing. They'll put up with him. They'll put up with his funny looking hairstyle and his, you know, and him. They put up with all of that.
Boy.
Because they look into when they go, and you know, when they have these things and they name what do they call them? When they name
the draft.
Yeah.
And you must see them little white girls come out.
But you're talking financial. Potential financial gain for certain people. But my advice that I've always given to young women, let's say young women, young girls to 30s, is choose the father of your child very, very carefully. People always, as you say, go on the looks or the vibes or the sexual prowess or, the potential financial gain. But you see, when that relationship breaks up for whatever reason between those two adults, if you had taken time to select the qualities of the person you want to father your child, I know it goes both ways, but I'm talking my end. Then no matter what happened between you and this person, he will be there for every need for this child, regardless of how bitter, how terrible things went down between you. Once things die down, and that anger post separation, divorce, whatever, that man will be there for his child, and that is extremely important. And people just bypass that crap. And
because I gotta say this because it's just too funny. Out of the mouth of babes, there's a young woman that goes to school with my daughter at USF, and we see her all the time. She works at Best Buy. I go buy my ink, my this, my that, and she's always so nice. And I see Rachel, her eyes roll and feet suck. I said, I thought that she's your friend. Yeah, she's my friend. All right. We went to get some ink, and the girl run right out, knew what I wanted, came, hi, Mr. Chase. Hi, Rachel. Hi. My daughter get in the car. She looked at me. She said, Daddy, you got your wallet? or your credit cards in your pocket? I said, what are you talking about, man? The child is just the same age as you. Yeah, she plotting and planning. You better check your credit card, make sure she's not running it through 10 times. There was a real point in what she was saying. I wasn't realizing in the sense that I thought she was being nice. You know, I'm 40 years her senior, but Rachel said she ain't being nice about nothing. She plotting and planning. She gonna just look. She gonna roll you right into the old age home. You know.
So in this case, Peter paying for Paul, and Paul paying for all.
Oh Lord.
That's it.
because now you see, your daughter is saying to you, you need to be guarded. But it wouldn't just be with that person you're going to be guarded with now. That's like a new behavior you're going to adopt, that you're just going to be guarded all the time now. So
I probably would not have paid her any attention at all.
Right.
Other than, oh, she's so nice, and gone on about my business. You know, she's nice. You know, and I might ask my daughter, "Oh, you're nice friends with her?" And I wouldn't have thought about it.
You probably would not have even seen the trap until you stepped in it.
Yeah, I had my foot caught, my wallet gone. You know,
I think it's Andrea just said what I said earlier. She said that they see the potential future, because some of these young boys don't make it. And I'm curious about what happens to those little girls once they don't make it, if they don't make to the
next
job and all the
next.
No, well, yeah, if the guy don't make it, I think it's a whole culture in there, you know. So whoever get picked, they going, you know, they moving up to the next rungs. So who get leave out in the last rungs? That is the crumbs. They moving up with who moving up until they get to the draft.
What bothers me, Karin just said something about younger women. One of the reasons I believe, and somebody had a discussion about it the other day. One of the reasons why I think younger women do not listen to older women is because older women behave very much like younger women. They try to dress like them. I saw a woman in this supermarket Saturday, Karin, and I said, "Look at that grown woman. She got to be 75, maybe close to 80. Have on jeans with rhinestone on the bottom and everything." I said, "Lady, go put on, dress up yourself." That's my opinion. That's my culture. That's where I come from. I believe that women can age attractively. But you don't have to try. A young woman is not going to ask an older woman certain questions because we just as fool, if not worse than they are. We're wearing the same heels they're wearing. We carrying ourselves the same. We have the same red hair and the weave. We have everything that they're wearing. So why would they come to us for any kind of help? We have nothing to give them. Nothing. I'm sorry. I see too many slack old women. There's a woman in church I used to go to. She's in her 80s. And she was after the guy who's in his 60s that liked me. She was after him and she wasn't joking. I said to myself, what a dirty old woman this is. And I seasoned.
Dr.
Judith is seasoned. That's not old. What do you mean?
Dr. She was seasoned. No, listen. If she was 89 and look sprucey, she look old.
We understand that, Dr.
I personally have not found younger women. I have found them to be receptive. And if I'm very candid, meaning not talking down to them certainly, but just being open, really open in the conversation, and said, "Listen to me, stop that nonsense right now." Depends on their individual situation.
Right.
They tend to be. They tend to hear me. They hear me.
So obviously, you have a way and a posture that suggests.
Absolutely, not competing with them. So they know I'm not coming from a place of.
But let me tell you, this woman was competing with me, and she saw me one Sunday, and I like heels, and I had on a very nice linen dress, and she looked at me. She said, "Oh my God!" And that's when I was wearing my hair like this, and she said, "Oh my God!" I literally, she was doing this. I don't even know what to say to you. I'm looking for a word to say how you look. So I said, "Just sit down someplace." She spoke to me. She spoke to me several months ago. You know, she said to me, she said, if you had, what she said, if you did take him on, no, if you did allow him to come into your life, 1 week you'd have gotten rid of him. And I said to myself, I was about to say to her, oh, you try him, because how you know that? But the way him sick in the head made him to try her for true. Me don't know.
You never know. That brings me on to another proverb, if I may call it so, that to thine own self be true. That's some advice that I was given growing up. To thine own self be true. And this is what we're speaking about right now. People who refuse to accept their station, if you should call it so, in life, where they are. Karin pointed out a woman to me a couple weeks ago, the one in the little red piece of lingerie. Now this woman, the woman going to the mall, and the piece of sitting where she have on, it's short, it's like a mini skirt, but it make out it's lingerie. It's lingerie. The thing's supposed to wear in the bedroom, and this is how the woman walking the street, how she going through the mall. And Karin, she was like, how old?
70 maybe? 65, 70?
She up there, so. She up there, so.
Watch it.
You can have a beautiful body.
She's seasoned.
Still find clothes that accentuate. You don't have to wear what the 20-year-old, the 30-year-old wearing. Come on.
Dr. Judith.
Catch yourself. Look in the mirror before you speak.
I can't. I'm sensory overload. You talking about the 70-year-old woman in the lingerie, and you talking about the dirty old 89-year-old. What the hell is going on here tonight?
Listen,
I can't.
Let me tell you something.
The advice,
confidence that I get about my legs. Tina Turner legs, Let me tell you something. I made a conscious decision. After a certain age, a woman's knees start growing dimples. And her knees
no.
Her knees look like smiling.
Only place I just want to see dimples is in she body. I want to see that dented up like a 53 Cadillac. You understand? No. You
listen to me, Mark.
No, you guys are taking me in a direction I don't want to go.
Listen,
you taking me in a direction I don't want to go.
Listen, Curtis just said it.
I ain't driving with you. I'm not driving. Get out of the car, Dr. Judith. Out of the car.
My leg goes through. My leg goes to the talking. I noticed that I have some dimples forming in my knees. I don't wear short skirts no more. You understand? You must, like Curtis, be true.
I can't tonight. I can't.
Knees, man. The knees are.
You talking about dimples on your knees? The next one talk. I can't.
Hello, hold on. Did it ever occur, right, that there's a chance that it's hard out here for a pimp?
Pimping ain't easy, baby. Pimping ain't easy.
When you say
pimping ain't easy.
It's hard out here for a pimp, you know. The older ladies want a little action, so everybody coming out.
I'm trying to give the older ladies action, and here's Dr. Judith talking about dimples in she knees.
To my knees. I said when you get to a certain age, women start getting dimples in the knees. So I look at my knees, and I don't want to wear a skirt that look dimpled, and my knees look dimpled. Like I don't want to do that. So I watch my knees. And I'm not wearing short skirts anymore.
Ginger Tea is not doing it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize to the audience. Ginger Tea is just not, it's not cutting it.
You must be honest. Listen, I see a man your age the other day with his pants down his bottom. No.
Most
No.
unattractive thing ever.
No young man must as an old man.
You're over
And the
40.
bottom wrinkle.
Stop it. Stop trying to compete with the 20 and the 18
Yeah.
and 2-year-old. Stop
Plus-
it, man.
plus the
It doesn't
truth
look
is,
good. It
His
looks
bottom
atrocious.
probably wrinkled. Yeah, Mark.
That bring me. Let me bring you into another one. This one here. I would take responsibility for this. This is something I say to my sons quite often. Whenever they go to the bathroom, I say to them, brush only the teeth that you want to keep.
Oh Lord.
Oh no.
Brush only the teeth that you want to keep. Meaning, don't do stuff halfway. You're going to end up paying for it in the long run.
Right.
So if you have intention to keep all your teeth, brush all of them. Because if you only brush one side, the other half go rotten out. And this is stuff we have to pay attention to in life. Doing things right the first time. In my trade, I have another one. I say, measure twice, cut once.
Right.
Measure twice, cut once.
Uh-huh.
As a carpenter or as an upholsterer, you don't measure, cut the fabric, and then go back and measure it again and say, oops. You will pay for that down the road. Right? So, what advice you have to give, since we're talking about women and people who just seem to have lost their grip on reality, what advice you have to give them where that is concerned? Only what you want to keep.
Look at yourself, truthfully, honestly. Look at yourself from the physical standpoint. Look at yourself from the mental and the spiritual standpoint, honestly. And if you can't trust yourself to tell you the truth, and you have somebody around you, ask them what they think. But the problem is that a lot of people psyching themselves up, and they're telling themselves stuff. That's not true. So sometimes you have to ask somebody else. But I believe I see it a lot. I believe that a lot of women, they tell each other a lot of garbage. Oh, child, you go on. Don't go there. You looking good.
But that's not the friend. That's not the true friend. True friend will tell you.
Don't tell me.
Don't wear that. Don't put that on. Take that off.
Don't tell me nothing.
A true friend will not lie.
Exactly. A true friend will tell you, sweetheart, no, not bother with that.
Don't wear that. Go take
it. I see these men out here wearing all kind of mess. They're one biscuit away from a damn stroke. One biscuit. All right. They got breasts bigger than most women, I know. And they trying to wear some kind of tight
pants.
Whoever came up with Lycra, I know you had a good thing in mind. The women that I see wearing these Lycra, if you can call them dresses.
Oh God.
Barely hit half thigh, the pendulous breast down to the waist, and they're still wearing that Lycra dress. You're like, damn, yo, stop it. Get a grip on that.
So,
I see something Lucy O'Brien said.
We have a saying.
Hold on, Lucy. Talk about Lucy. Just mention Lucy thing. A lot of them have tattoos.
O'Brien. She said it right. Oh God.
Tattoos and they want to show them off.
But that's a gnarled vine.
Before we run away, I wanted to say, because Curtis asked what would be the advice for that, and we could use this one and say all that glitters
isn't gold.
It's not gold.
Some of them glitter. Some of them glitter.
And the grass may not be greener
on the other side.
On the other side.
I used to say that all the time.
No, but what some people have to realize, the reason the grass greener on the other side, it might be over a septic tank.
It's just a different shade as far as I'm concerned.
You know,
it might be over a septic tank, and that's what people
don't know about the septic tank.
I see a clip right this week, because I like all them nature thing. I like to see the deers and lion and all kind of thing. This deer get caught. No, it was not there. It was what's the other one? A lampa. The color. Wait, him lampa or some lamp something. But it looked like a deer. he get caught in a little pool, and a lion come up by the pool and help him out of the pool. And he said, well, as I have you here now, let me organize it for dinner one time. You understand? You gotta watch yourself. The grass, he went in the pool thinking everything nice. There's a lion helping him to come outside. So
he jump out the pot.
One of the
in the
things
fire.
Winston
you know, so
said,
when you see an ex and you see an ex with their new friend, you could pray for them.
You mean pray for the friend?
Pray for the friend.
Pray for the friend.
Winston, my brother Winston said years ago when I moved to Florida, he said there's a bunch of the club, there's a club on, can't remember the Miramar Boulevard, Miramar Parkway. I forget the name of the Jamaican club there. And he said it's an embarrassment to see those grown women in there begging for that.
You're talking about Gabby's.
No, man.
On
No.
Parkway.
Another one. Think of another one.
Another one by me?
We get the point.
I see some people with tattoos and you didn't take them tattoos off. Them tattoos supposed to be for life. When you're 25 and you're 30, you know, by the time you're hitting 40 and 50, them tattoos look like something else.
They look like snake. They look like
the thing is, hey, hold on now. When they're 22, they put on a tiger, and the tiger so.
Oh, Lord.
Time you reach 62, the tiger look like it holding on for dear life.
Before you get the tattoo, you have to think of real estate. Location. How does the
tattoo stretch down slow?
You've got to think about that.
Karen, the tiger look like it. The tiger look like it falling off, but
no, you must choose the location correctly. How does that
you ever see the men, the older men that have, you know, the U.S. Navy tattoos that they got, or United States Marine Corps and all that, you know.
It's horrible.
Then when they're 75, it look like instead of USMC, it look like no. And the red come down here. It's not a circle anymore. It's more like an oval, you know. And they got skin cancer.
In all honesty, I've seen a lot of older folks with tattoos, and some of them did not lose their whatever you want to say, their quality. I've seen a lot of older folks with tattoos that, a lot of them did hold up, survive the test of time. Andrea asked the question, which is worse, young people dressing less or older women dressing like young women? To each his own. I think it's bad on both sides when you have these young girls who somehow think that they have to advertise everything in order to attract the male. No, you still have to leave something up for imagination.
Yeah, man.
You don't come outside like you're naked.
Nah.
Then what else is there? What else is there for me to, not for me, but for the men to explore? If you just show everything one time while you're outside. I understand when you go to the beach, you take it all off. Yeah, you're in a swimming suit, but there is a place for that. And the very same way I asked the question, they say, well, I could put on what I want if I go in here, but there's a uniform, there's a dress code for every place that you go. If you were to ask me, come and play a game of basketball, and I show up in a 3-piece suit and a tie with some dress shoes on, you look at me like I'm strange. That is not proper basketball attire.
Right.
There is no way I can play the game comfortably in some dress shoes, a 3-piece suit, and a tie.
Unless
first of all, I'll be if I'm that good, right? But I'll be looking weird. First of all, it's not the proper attire. So, sweetheart, if you're going to the mall, do not come outside in your bedroom slippers, your pajamas, and a bonnet on your head. That is not the proper attire to go outside.
But they'll tell you, but the real thing now is that I do what. That's why a lot of women are grossly overweight, and they'll tell you, and the tattoos fall, and they'll tell you, big girls have fun too, and that's not the point. That's not the point. I would think that most people would want to be as attractive as possible for themselves. So, one of the ladies said it earlier. People don't have any respect for themselves. Why would I want a stomach that I have to lift up? I have to lift up my stomach. Why would I want that? And so when people get annoyed at me, my age, I still work out. That's my choice.
I'm going to invoke just what you said, Dr.
I'm afraid of fat.
I'm gonna invoke my friend, my good friend. He went to FSU. He was a linebacker. Now he's in his 60s and he weighs 400 pounds.
Woo!
And yeah, he's a big boy.
Woo!
I played running back and played against him. And he, you know, his wife is about that big.
Mm.
And I say, man, I don't know how you stay married to her for 30 some odd years, man. You're killing her. He said, let me tell you what, man, I can't have no big woman. I said, why is that? He said, that's not making love, that's a fight. By the time I move one leg and she belly and move, we out of breath, we have to go to lunch. I'm going to invoke his word. A big man and a big woman, that's not making love, that's a fight.
Well, I don't want a big man. I don't want an old man. I don't want listen to me. When my thighs get too romantic with each other, I know I got to drop some weight. You understand? So if I can know, if I'm getting a little chubby, I know that I have to do something about it.
We'll talk later because you already told me I had some dents.
So before we run away, when we, you know, the advice in reference to the young people exposing everything and the old people exposing everything, the advice here is leave some room for imagination.
Come up them blouse and skirts, sale.
Leave some room for
yes. Oh.
We get a look at
this one. Hear this one. It is never too late. It's never too late to start something new.
I agree with that.
What you all have to say about that? That's some advice that I give to people all the time when they think that the clock ran out and I always wanted to do this, I always wanted to do that, but somehow they figure, and they're in their 40s, because they didn't go to college, they think that life is over. It's never too late. I heard a story on the radio in New York. I may have spoken about this before on the show. A young lady was talking about her mother. I'm hearing a radio or something in the background. A young lady was talking about her mother. She retired from nursing at about 60 something years old. And her daughter was telling her that maybe she needs to move in with her now so that she can look after her. And the mother was like, excuse me? She said, oh no, I'm going to school now. Mm-hmm. You're doing what? She said, I'm going to school. And the mother went back to school and became an attorney. Mm-hmm. And practiced law for another 15 to 20 years. Mm-hmm. And then retired again. And in the meantime, her daughter was still in the same job that she was doing and encouraging her mother to come stay at home and retire at 60-something years old. And the mother went into another career for another 20 years, 15 to 20 years as an attorney.
How long is your mother live for, boy?
Yeah, she was well into her 80s by then. But the young lady was telling the story about her mother, you know, and while she's thinking, Mom, you need to retire, the mother went into another field and excelled at that for close to 20 years. So this piece of advice, it is never too late to get up and do what it is you've always wanted to do.
So when they say bend the tree when it's young.
Okay, my understanding of that is training a child how you would like to see that child grow in terms of your values, your principles,
right.
and not leave it up to chance. Yeah.
Is it ever too late now that if the child didn't get the tree bend right when it was supposed to bend, Is it ever too late for that child?
No.
You could beat that child.
No, I ain't nobody beating part, but it's still that child is now an adult and they know right from wrong. Because I always say
physically, I just mean,
I always say this to some adults who hide behind the curtain of mental illness or behind the curtain of something wrong with them, so to speak. But yet still, you ever see these vagrants in the street? They pretending that they're mad. Let a car roll up on them and see how quick they jump out of it. Right? You're mad. You ain't got no sense. You're doing all kind of dotishness. Let a car just go squeeze. Watch them jump up on the sidewalk. You have enough
miracles.
Sense.
It's miracles. You see the one with the man in the wheelchair and the car coming down the road. The man gets up. He crippled all the time,
Yes, he in that wheelchair.
In a miracle, the man ran up and run. What?
When he realized that that car was going to keep him in the wheelchair, he jumped up and run.
But guys, like you and Karin and Sam still pursuing things that you like and that you have gifted for and your time for. Mark continues. People ask me, when am I going to retire? And I said, I don't understand why you even asked me that. I never told you I would need the retirement. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I am telling you, I went into the bank the other day and I was talking to this lady I was giving her testimony about my painting. And that lady said to me, can you paint a painting for me this big? There was a plexiglass in front of her. And she asked if I could paint a painting that size. And I said, sure. That was a Friday. I painted it on Saturday. I sent her a picture of it on Saturday afternoon. I said, do you like this? She said, I love it. I said, when do you want it? She said, Monday. The size painting that I sold her is 24 by 30. A pack of 2 that size cost me $14. A pack of 5 16 by 20 canvases cost me $11. So I end up selling her one for size 24-30 and one for 16 size 16 by 20. I made $100. You see the markup on something like that? And so I marvel. This lady, I went to the back the other day and she was so, I felt good. I got embarrassed. My head went down. I was like, oh my God. This young lady, they tell us that she says she's been showing everybody her paintings. She left it at the front door for people to see. And so when we don't pay attention, for me it's God. When we don't pay attention to our source, we can start thinking, what's left of me? What is there to do? What else is there? But when that lady made such a fuss about those paintings, I almost cried. I said, my God. So I'm saying that to say, if I had gone along with what people telling me, you're 60-something years old, and I would have just said, no, forget it. And I would have not only making money, but seeing something that I create. So we have to be careful who we listen to. We have to be careful what we read and what we pay attention to. Because people, even Curtis, even what we're talking about, you talk about that guy that died yesterday. And I saw it on Facebook, what you wrote. You at your age can say, why am I even bothering? No, the guy died. Was it a drug overdose or something?
I have no idea, nor do I even care.
Yeah. But anyway, what I'm saying is that we have to be so careful who we listen to about us. When people tell you it's time to hang up the basketball, it's time to hang up this, it's time to whatever, that you know what you're supposed to be doing and follow that dream, that plan. So that's my advice.
But let me ask you all something. What piece of advice did you receive from someone and never followed that you wish you did? Let me start off while you all think about this one. I was on working as an extra on Will Smith's first movie. Wow, the name just jumped out of my head. Working on Will Smith's movie, and the bunch of extras, we up the block and we talking and joking and laughing, and I'm keeping the crowd entertained. And this little white man who I think he worked in the lighting department on the movie set. He got up and he looked at me and he said, "You, come here." So I looked around like, who the hell is he talking to? He said, "You." I said, "Come here." I was like, okay, all right. I walked over to him and he said, "You see what you do?" He looked up at me. I mean, the guy was like really, really short. He looked up at me and he said, "You see what you're doing there right now? I want you to stop it. Stop it." So I looked at him puzzled. I said, "Well, what am I doing?" I said, "Man, they're shooting way up the block over there. We over here having some fun. We're not disrupting anything. Nobody can hear me up the street over there. What are you telling me about stop what?" He said, "You're not listening to me." And he pointed up in my face. He said, "I said, stop it. You over here talking and laughing and joking and thinking it's a joke. And these people over here, they're listening to you." He said, "I've been in this industry for over 40 years, and I'm telling you, you may think it's a joke. And 2 years from now, you look around and you turn on the television and somebody making money off of what it is you're talking about right now. Stop it." And then I said, "Oh, okay." I didn't listen.
Yeah.
I came to Florida, got together with a group of filmmakers, put some plans on the table, and I said, "Hey guys, this is what we need to do. We need to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Bam, bam, bam." Took that idea to some other people, and you know what they did? Took my idea and went ahead and materialized it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then called me to help them work on it.
Yeah.
I got the advice to shut my mouth.
Yeah.
Stop entrusting your plans and your dreams to any and everybody, because not everybody out there have your true interests at heart.
True.
Learn how to shut your mouth. And I didn't listen to that. And it cost me, I wouldn't say dearly, but somebody else took the idea and ran with it as if it was theirs. Yeah. Needless to say, they fell flat on their face. But they would still be the one that came up with the idea as far as the public is concerned, when it was mine initially. And this has happened on many other occasions, too numerous to mention. So the question to you all, have you ever gotten some advice and you didn't listen?
Same thing for me. Same thing. I've literally learned. I actually pray before I leave home in the mornings. I say, "Help me to shut my mouth." I've stopped sharing, because like you said, Curtis, and this is hard for me, I had to learn that because I wish people well doesn't mean they wish me well. Because I want the best for people doesn't mean they want the best for me. That's one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn. And I always think if I can help somebody, I should. But the truth is that what is yours, and you should be using it to progress in your world. And not everybody, like he said to you, the amount of things that I've said to people, and the next thing I know they're doing it, I'm like, oh crap. And you didn't mean, you were just talking, because in Genesis it talks about Joseph and his dreams, and when he told his brothers what he dreamt and everything. And a lot of preachers say that he was boasting and he was showing off to them. I don't think he was boasting. I think he was ignorant, like I was. I think he was excited and he was just telling them what he saw. But they were like, "Oh, really? I'm going to show you something." And they just about banished him because of what he shared with them. So, but then again, for destiny to be fulfilled, he had to say what he said so they could put him in the pit, and he could go on and do the other things he had to do. But I do know that for a fact. That's part of my history. And thank God. Now people say, "How's she so quiet?" Make it stay that way.
Karin?
I'd probably have to go back to what I said initially at the beginning of the show, which is once you start in your professional career to do the investments, and didn't follow through on a lot of those things. Wish I had, but I don't live in the past. But yeah, that I would change if I had an opportunity.
Sam, I know you was a hardened little fella.
All the time.
What piece of advice you received and didn't listen and wish that you did?
Plenty. I was trying to pinpoint one because I think I guess my personality or the way I look at things is to me it's like it's a path that I have to travel opposed to a regret. So so like, and a lot of it came from my parents, so they'll have you're doing this now, you should do this one time, or you should do this one, so they had a really good 1-2 punch for certain things, and then I wouldn't pay any mind until later on. I'll be like, oh, you know what, I could have really followed that advice there, because then had I done that, I could do this right now, so sometimes it was about a timing. But then I look back at it and then realize that, okay, would I trade that where I am now for, you understand what I'm saying?
What could have been.
Right. So sometimes you're kind of in the middle and you just say, all right, you know what? Well, I went this route with it. Let me make, I make the bed, let me lie in it now. I just work, work with it from that aspect.
Andrea Lamode. Oh, I thought you were closing. I thought you were trading.
No, I don't know, but yeah, I was curious about that.
Andrea Lamode said that my father told me not to marry my husband. That's the advice. That's the advice you got. But let us know what you did, and let us know how your decision impacted you, whether it was positive or negative, whether you listened to your father or you didn't listen to your father. You got to give me the whole story, Andrea. Don't just show that piece out.
Waiting in there.
Yeah, let me know what happened. Let me know what happened.
Follow up quickly before the show done. Was it good advice or was it bad advice?
Bad advice. Let me know what happened there, and don't just leave we hanging with that little piece of the story. All right. So as we close out, one of the things I was kind of a little on edge to ask this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway because I don't bite my tongue, it hurts. What piece of advice, what she said?
She didn't listen. She never saw it turn up, but she said she never listened.
Oh, you didn't listen, so you end up marrying him. And?
You can infer the rest.
Andrea? And? She left a dash, which means to be continued. Okay. So, what was going to say again?
What piece of advice?
Oh, yeah. The question was, what piece of advice would you like to pass on to any member of the panel?
Oh, wow. I shut out this one. I spit out this one.
No. Speak your mind.
I'm going to jump in.
Andrea says she's living her best life. So you didn't listen. You was hard ears. You didn't listen to your daddy. And you make the best decision of your life by marrying your husband.
Curtis.
I salute you, and I salute the man for standing up and not making you ashamed of not listening to your father. He did what he was supposed to do. And it proves that you was a little own way girl and you did what you wanted to do, but it turned out in your best. And I salute you for that. Sometimes we have to make our own decisions as adults because only we know sometimes what's best for us, not what your parents may be thinking. So kudos to you, Andrea, for making the right decision.
I'm gonna jump in and try to answer that one, and I'm going to address it to Mr. Samuel Archer.
Oh boy.
What I would like to say to Sam, you are probably the most humble and one of the most accomplished people I have known to this point. And based on the 59, 60th shows that we've shared together, my opinion, I know you're still single and out there, right? But you make certain that the person you allow in your life truly appreciates you as an artist, truly values you as a man, and don't settle for anything less. That's it.
Good stuff.
Well received. Well received. I had to put my glasses. I didn't know it was going to be happening. So
yeah, hold on. So you had to put on the glasses to hear you better. So hold on. So you have no advice for me?
Oh.
No, I same woman that they're talking.
You said
no. I just want to know. I didn't say
one person on the panel.
Did I say one?
One person on the panel.
Sam, did I say one?
I follow instructions.
Sam, did I say one? Judith, did I say one?
I think you did.
Yes, you did.
It's not that I really want to hear it. I was just,
Yeah, you're so full of it. Well, I have one for Curtis. You ready? Straighten out your glasses. We have known each other for a long time, and it's something that I've thought about. I've never said it to you, but I would pray that you would get to the place where you don't have any desire to be known. None to be known for what you do. Just do what you do. It's something that I believe in. I've tried to do things to get myself known, and every time I do it, it falls flat. And I have tried to look at myself and said, what is it? Why is it that you want to get known? I ask myself those questions. And the truth is that my ego would like to be known because of my ego, because there's certain things that I do well and I like to be known for it. That's ego. And I've realized, especially recently, if I just leave things alone, it works out. That I just keep doing what I'm supposed to do. I keep doing what I'm good at. And I get known for that, but it's not me trying to get known. When you told me some time ago about the furniture that you make and stuff like that, you're known. I believe that you're known. I don't think you're known for what you want to be known for. Your creativity in terms of theater and stuff like that. So my advice to you is to, because I see it in you, is to stop being concerned about being known and just do what you know to do. That's it. You still alive?
I will handle it like we handle it in Toastmasters. There is no rebuttal. There is no anything. You just accept it as it is. Go back to the drawing board and analyze what was said to you. This is how we do it in Toastmasters. You give a speech and you get critiqued by the evaluator. You don't have a chance to speak and say anything. You just listen to what they say. Go back, look at your speech, and apply what was given to you to your speech. So I'm going to zip it. Nothing to say towards what you said. I accept it, and I'm going to go deal with that.
Okay.
Karin, I didn't want to hear what you had to say anyway. So you didn't have to say nothing to me. Sam, we speak all the time.
Yes, sir.
You always a person that give encouragement. Always a person that gives support. And I salute you for that. This is just a thank you, not really advice I'm giving you on that. So The best advice I can give to you is to continue being who you are and never allow anybody to change that essence of who Sam is. You are a very warm and gentle soul.
A warm
and gentle soul.
Oh, Lord, Sam.
Whatever. I am not anybody who knows me know that I'm not what I call a Bible clutcher. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a church-going person. If someone says to me, I am a Jew, I am a Muslim, I am a Christian, or whatever, that says nothing to me. Your actions are what speak to me. So if your religion is what made you the way you are, then I am happy of what Christianity did for you. If it's because of your religion, you are the way you are. I'm happy for what Christianity has done for you. And never change the essence of who you are for anyone or because of any circumstances that you may find yourself in. Continue being true. As I said before, to thine own self be true. Continue being true to yourself. And that, my friend, will continue to speak volumes for who you are and continue to build your legacy. And those who don't recognize it now, down the road, they will. Because you have not changed from the person I've known you to be from day one up to this day. You have been consistent. Stay consistent, my brother. That's my piece of advice to you.
I receive it. I receive it.
Judith, my piece of advice to you.
Time to go. Time to go.
You talk too much. That was my Oliver. That was my Oliver impression. You talk too much.
That's a well-known fact.
Yeah. So, Judith, just continue being you. Just be you. Just be yourself. The brash out, landish Judith. This is me.
Sorry. Sick.
Just be Judith. Just be Judith. You like black coffee. Some people like you black and strong, and some will try to water you down and add milk. But remember the Judith you are right now. You keep people up and you keep them on their toes like black coffee. And anytime you allow them to put that milk, you're no longer strong, you're going to become weak. And instead of keeping them up, you're going to end up putting them to sleep. So continue being that strong black coffee as you are. And don't make nobody change you. It's either they like it or move away from you. Stay being that strong black coffee. Stay being who you are as an individual.
I receive it. And I have nothing to say.
Why she wiping she eye up there? You're crying already. I ain't say nothing to you. Miss Fuck, why you take off the mic? I ain't want to hear nothing you have to say. Mute yourself. You see, she ready to battle. She turn on the mic. I'm ready for him. Let me hear what you have to say. Turn off the mic. I don't let me clear. All right. Andrea said before we leave, Andrea said she saw the potential in her husband, so she didn't listen to her father. She married that man. Andrea said, I think you are all special. Each of you brings something different each week to the conversation, and all of you are accomplished in your own right. I thank you.
I agree. I thank her.
I ain't know about the rest of them, but I thank you. Yeah, I am accomplished in my own right. I don't know about the rest of them. You have eyes to see, you know, Andrea. You have eyes to see, and you know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. You could see intelligence.
Lord, you see.
You could see beauty. You could see strength. You could see accomplishment. Andrea, you're a woman after my own heart. I hope your husband not listening, not in that way. I'm just telling you, You could recognize thing, man. You're good, girl. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Use my number one listener, my number one fan from now on. Andrea, from the heart.
You're sick.
Karin, back to you. I have nothing planned. I have nothing written. I'm talking from right now from the heart of my bottom. Or is it the bottom of my? Which one is it? The bottom of my heart. All right. I had that one kind of backwards. All right. From the bottom of my heart.
The heart of your bottom.
No, that's I get that word from my mother. So my mother used to hit me with that word. She said from the heart of my bottom, I'm telling you. God bless her soul, my mommy. Yes, Karin, what could I say about you? What advice could I give to you? In the process of being who you are, and you're a very giving, kind, loving person. Do not sell yourself short. Use the principle that I spoke about in terms of paying yourself first and take care of you in life. You a nurse, you go up for years, you not go up, but you spent years seeing about other people, bringing the sick back to health. Do not ever forget to take care of you. Don't make the pot of tea and share it out, and everybody else drink tea and everybody else take care of themselves, and next thing you walk around belching because you full up of gas. Make sure you serve a cup of tea for yourself. Listen to that advice and take that 10% off of the top. Make sure that you eat. Make sure that you take care of Karin first. The old people used to say, don't cut off your nose to spoil your face. My ex-wife in Brooklyn used to say, a Guyanese thing, she said, don't give away your ass and shit through your ribs. It sounds funny, but it has some essence to that.
It does.
Don't give away your ass and shit through your ribs. Take care of you. And make sure by the time you stop giving that you.
Okay, his camera stuck.
Yeah.
You went out there. Oh, okay. Well,
take care of Karin's physical needs and Karin's mental health first and foremost. And don't ever give away so much that in the end you don't have enough of you for you. Panelists, I said it behind your back and I say it in front of your face. I love each and every one of you all. It's always an interesting conversation when we come together. Let us continue doing this. That's my piece of advice for you all. It's been a pleasure. Peace.
Bless.
Listen.
Hi, I'm Dr. Judith Barnes. I'm an author, a playwright, poet. I'm also a broadcaster by training, and I recently found out about 2 years ago that I can paint paintings, which means I paint sceneries, I paint landscape, I paint animals. I have just discovered, and so that I can do this. And so along with all the other gifts and talents that I've been blessed with, I have paintings, and they are on view and for sale on Etsy and also on Facebook. And if you desire to order any painting or order one of my books, because I'm also an author, please give me a call at 470-564-8267. That's Dr. Judith, and the number again, whether you want to just talk to me or order one of my paintings or one of my books, please feel free to call 470-564-8267. Thank you.
Hello there and welcome. My name is Curtis Henry. Over the past few weeks, as we were putting the final pieces together to get the show on the road, some people asked, why do you need to showcase Caribbean people? Why Caribbean Chat? And I say, why not? Because we as Caribbean people have worked too hard, come too far, and suffered too long for us to continue taking a backseat. It's time for us to rise up, speak out, and show the world the value and the richness of our culture. So I'm providing a platform to showcase the history and culture of Caribbean people in entertainment, the arts, politics, sports, and economics. We will explore the many profound contributions they have made to society. So we invite you to stay with us as we launch what is to become one of the greatest voices of Caribbean people, for Caribbean people, by Caribbean people. On this platform, Caribbean people of excellence get to tell their story. Our aim is to ensure that your contributions are acknowledged and celebrated. Welcome to Caribbean Chat. So make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We are Caribbean Chat.
All day, all day. I began a point to me, so be